Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. It is Simon the Watch Guy. You join me in my hotel room. I am just sporting the Citizen Perpetual. Now, I put it back on the rubber strap. I did say in the last video that it's just permanently on the... I permanently switch between them. There is no permanency. I just kind of... Some days I feel like the rubber strap, and other days I feel like the leather. Why? Why do I switch them so often? The leather strap that comes with this watch, again guys, this is the CB0011-00E. I missed the E off in the last video. The leather strap is calf leather, and it really has that kind of, it does have a, somewhat of a, dare I say it, a luxurious feel. Now I know it's not the most expensive strap in history, but it does have a really nice feel to it, and it truly does go with the watch. I've stuck this on a 23mm strap. I forget the watch this is actually for. This is for a very specific watch. This one. You may recognise the strap potentially. I think, is it a Luminox? I think this is for a Luminox watch. I can't remember. Anyway, the reason I wear it on the rubber strap is because you can literally go take a shower, you can do the dishes, you can be outside, the rain can hit it, and it's 100-meter water resistant, so it just really doesn't matter. But not only that though, when I had the leather strap on, if you get water on the leather, yeah, it's not good for the leather strap, guys. I know this is obvious, but it happened to me, and the leather shrivels up and it's not pleasant. So the Citizen is currently sitting on the black rubber strap. Now, just behind the video, out of sight, I have got the tank. I've kind of fell back in love with the tank, and I blame Alpha Whiskey Charlie, AWC, for this one. Whenever he's commented on my videos, he's always mentioned, you know, how much he loves the watch, and there's been times where I kind of feel as if maybe I don't give this as much praise. You know, it is what it is. When you buy this, you're fully aware it doesn't have a screw-down crown. It's got the same 100-year-old design, you know, but at the same time, it is the tank. You know, it's one of the first wristwatches really for men. Don't forget, wristwatches originally were seen as a feminine thing. Men used to have pocket watches. It was only when men were on the battlefield that, you know, and pilots, that we actually needed wristwatches. So, and pilots' watches were these big oversized things. People think oversized watches is a new thing. It's actually not. Not in some... Okay, some modern watches, they're really oversized and quite gaudy looking, but having an oversized watch, it was a thing. Pilots needed it. Now, the tank is quite obviously the opposite of that. I think it's a 5.5mm. And I do have the Max Bill as well. I've got 3 watches with me. I'm going to do a proper comparison. Let me just switch that around. The Max Bill is a 7.9mm versus a 5.5. There doesn't really look too much in it. Does there really? Make of that what you will. Let me just put them directly on top of one another. You see, the tank, weirdly enough, the tank actually almost looks bigger, but it's just because of the... That's actually a domed crystal, not sapphire. My watchmaker still hasn't been back in touch. Nightmare. Something I neglected to mention is the 8-point star of Junghans. Let me see if we can focus the video. Not sure if we can, but if you look up Junghans online, you'll find the 8-star logo, the 8-point star, and there is a kind of meaning, there is a kind of some form of symbolism to that for young guns. It's quite difficult to find out exactly, but it's related to their workmanship and how everything is, really, really well made, really well put together, and it's the craftsmanship that goes into every piece. I digress. Let's quickly go back onto the tank. Yeah, I think the tank is going to start getting a lot more wrist time. I've put it back on the leather. I've taken it off the leather, put it back on the stainless. I'm just going to go ahead and take off my Citizen. Now, just one thing about the Citizen, just before we go on the tank, is that the Citizen, weirdly enough, it connects over to Germany for the radio signal. This doesn't connect to the atomic clock in the UK. How bizarre. Really weird. But hey, this is a 10-year-old Japanese domestic market, a JDM model. Who knows? I don't fully maybe it's because it's a JDM. And it's just, I think that's probably the reason. It's a JDM. If someone comes to Europe from Japan, you could still get the time. It doesn't matter if you're in the UK and it connects to It doesn't matter. It just seems a little bit strange. But hey, I think this is a multiband 5 as well. This isn't actually multiband 6 like some of the Casios. But hey, no matter where you are, pretty much you're going to get those signals. And again, I've got to do this on camera for you guys. One of my friends lives over in Thailand. And when I speak to that friend, all I need to do is turn the watch around and look at the hour hand. Look at the hour hand. Just automatically, let's go back to London time. Let me go back. Oh, I've got to go right the way around now because I can't. Bear with me, guys. Let me scroll right the way back around to London. And we go back to UK time. And there you go. That is the current time. It is 10 to 10 in the evening. Finally, yes, the Cartier tank. Let's just put this back on. So, again, the main problem for this for me is that there's no micro adjustments. That's how it looks on. I think you can get away with it. Quite a casual watch. I mean, let me know what you think. Guys, I don't think this is too small for my wrist. Do you? Do you guys think this is too small for my wrist? I think I can just pull this off. If it was any smaller, I think we'd be really struggling, guys. But again, that slim design. In fact, let me put the Max Bill on the other wrist and we'll just super quickly see how they wear. I don't think oh actually no, I have worn 2 watches at the same time before. It's not something I do often, Schwarzkopf, but that's how they look. They both look, this left hand is I've just dropped the Citizen. The left hand is the Max Bill, right hand is the Cartier tank. As you can see, both of them are just minute in terms of profile. I mean, again, I don't know if it's just me. I think it's because the actual metal, the stainless steel, is so unbelievably slim. It just looks slimmer than the tank. But again, that dome, that's what makes it bigger. So, but overall, believe it or not, the tank is actually just under 2mm smaller. So yeah, I love the tank, and I really do. The problem I've got is this. Because it doesn't have micro adjustments, my wrist is just that weird kind of 7.25. I think if I had a 7.5 inch wrist, it wouldn't have any wiggle room. I like a little bit of wiggle room in terms of, I can put my finger underneath the Max Bill, but it doesn't move up and down my wrist. I like that. This kind of annoys me because if you reach forward and the watch goes down your wrist, you end up with the watch there and it looks a little bit weird. And as you can see, when you move your wrist, then it drops down. Whereas the Max Bill, it's kind of, it just, you know, doesn't matter where you position the wrist. It doesn't drop because you've got so many adjustments in the leather strap. Why Cartier didn't do why they didn't do some form of micro adjustment, I will never ever understand that. I mean, I need it just a hair tighter, just a fraction, a real fraction. I mean, it's not bad. I am, no pun intended, I am pulling hairs here, splitting hairs, pulling them as well actually, but yeah, that's kind of the situation. This is just an update on the current scenario I face with these watches. In my previous video, we've ended the channel. Essentially, I've chosen the watches I've chosen. We've got the Max Bill, we've got the Cartier Tank, we've got the Citizen, which has just dropped, and we've also got the G-Shock as well. They're the main kind of watches I use. I am just wearing them and swapping them out, changing them every single day to get a feel for which one is that ultimate watch. When I find it, when I feel as if one of these watches is the ultimate watch, I will then pick between the Max Bill and the Tank for the dress watch winner. If I had to pick today, can I just say something about the Cartier Tank? I'm running a little bit. Didn't want the video to last this long. I lose on average, I think, about 1 second a week with the Max Bill. So far, 1 second a week. The Cartier Tank, guys, I set this around about 2 months ago. And I know nobody on the video is going to believe this, but I just don't seem to have lost a second, maybe 1 or 2 seconds. And it doesn't have a second hand, but I can tell because when the second hand hits the thick markers, like the 5-minute markers, it hits it at the exact right time as the solar atomic G-Shocks, which tells me that the movement inside the Cartier really is second to none. It's a really impressive quartz movement, and it kind of upsets me sometimes when people say that quartz movements aren't very good or they can't be good. They really can. There's a real difference between a real dirt cheap $6 quartz movement and a Cartier Tank or a Max Bill, you know, with an ETA movement, for example, a good ETA movement. So there you have it, guys. We've not really answered any questions. We've probably left with more questions, but that's just the way it is sometimes in this crazy watch world. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what watch you're wearing. Do you plan to buy any watches? Are you going on a watch hiatus in 2021? Are you not going to purchase any watches? McMahon, if he probably doesn't watch my channel, but McMahon runs his own watch channel here on YouTube. If you follow his channel, he went on a watch hiatus for something like 4 months, and I think it was the 5th month, I think, he actually faltered and bought himself another watch. I can't remember what he went for now, actually, but I'm always interested to know what you guys are going for. Keep me updated. I've just had a couple of comments in the past few days. One guy is going to purchase a Tank based on my review, and another guy is going to purchase the Bull of a Curve based on my review. Oh, and we actually got one guy said he's going to buy a Max Bill based on my review. I don't know if he's going for the automatic or the quartz. He didn't mention. But either way, whichever one he goes for, I really hope he'll enjoy it. I hope everyone enjoys whatever watch you wear. Whether you've got a Casio F91 or whether you've got an AP a Rolex, whatever the hell you've got. Enjoy it, guys. This is what the hobby is. You know, somewhere in this, well, in my place, somewhere I've got an F91 that's been running for 6 years. You know, you can't beat the value of an F91. When I see someone with an F91, I just think that's someone, especially people who've got a one watch collection. I know a guy, I'll just tell you this quickly and we'll end the video. I know a guy who was in the army, the British Army, and he was issued with a Casio F91W as part of basic training. He still wears it to this day, guys. He's never changed the battery. I think he was in the army for 6 years. He left the British Army, and as far as I know, he still wears it, and it's been about 4 years. I think his battery has been ongoing for 10 years. Can you believe that? A £6 watch, or an $8 watch, the battery is still going 10 years later. Phenomenal. Anyway, I'm going to end out the video. Thank you for watching, guys. Sorry this has been a long one. Just a quick update on the watch situation. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Speak to you all very soon.